After round 10, the verdict is in. You're on afl.com.au. Hello everyone, my name's Matt Thompson. Hawthorn's Jordan Lewis facing a two-match rough conduct ban, multiple suspensions to look at. We'll get to all of that in a moment as we welcome match review panel chairman Mark Fraser. Mark, how's your day been?
Yeah, fairly busy, mate.
I can imagine it's been incredibly busy. Now, staging is again in the news. Fremantle's Ryan Crowley, the second player this season to be reprimanded for this. A written reprimand, of course, for a first offence with an early plea. Talk us through the incident.
Yeah, with this one you can see that Crowley instigates contact with Thompson. There's minor high contact and Crowley goes to ground. We believe this is an excessive exaggeration of the high contact and unsportsmanlike in nature, so we believe this was staging.
Of course, staging such a significant talking point because of that unsportsmanlike element of it. I think that's perhaps why it drives so much conversation in the community. Essendon's Leroy Jetta reprimanded for staging a couple of weeks ago, as we know. He's been under scrutiny again from this weekend. Now, he could have been fined if he'd been booked this time, but you've decided against that with this incident. Talk us through.
Yeah, he's being tackled here by McDonald and makes exaggeration of the contact, but we didn't believe it was excessive in nature. It's different to the Crowley one where he's sort of, the ball's not in the area at all, and that has the potential to cause a melee, and we thought that was more unsportsmanlike.
So he was on notice though, wasn't he, in terms of his previous incidents?
Absolutely. If he had been found guilty or we'd charged him for that, then it would have been a fine of $1,600.
Is there any doubt, do you think, amongst the playing fraternity about staging and about what it exactly is? It should be pretty clear cut, shouldn't it?
I think it's pretty clear cut. Excessive exaggeration that's going to potentially influence the umpire's decision or potentially cause a melee and is unsportsmanlike in nature, those ones I think are fairly clear cut.
All right, but in this case, you're saying it wasn't?
Yes, we believe that this was in play and we believe that there was exaggeration but not excessive.
Okay, now let's turn our attention to Hawthorn's Jordan Lewis. He has been suspended for rough conduct. Reckless, low impact and high contact, a two-match sanction. Must remain at two matches because of his very poor record.
Yes, here you see Goldstein kicks the ball and Lewis jumps up and makes high contact. Jumping up like that's a reckless action and he contacted him high, so it's a charge of rough conduct.
Yeah, and important to mention that he had 50 points carried over from in the past 12 months and yeah, a very significant loading. So that's the reason
that makes,
for that.
And influences the loading.
Yeah, now speaking of which, Richmond's Jake King and this tripping offence, reckless conduct, low impact, body contact, it's a one-match ban, must remain at that because of his poor record. Yeah,
and here you see he throws the foot out and that's potentially dangerous, makes contact to Milne's leg and worst case scenario a leg can get broken like that, so we believe that's quite dangerous and worthy of a charge.
Now there was another incident that you looked at as well with Jake King as we switched division. This was a rough conduct offence. He's been cleared of this though. Yeah,
with this one the ball's being kicked into the forward line and King makes contact to Dempster and blocks him. We didn't believe that the action was unreasonable, so he's just popping into his path to block him, and we didn't believe the force was excessive, so both those things need to occur before a rough conduct charge is laid.
Okay, let's turn our attention to Essendon's Paddy Ryder. This was also a tripping offence, similar in a way, I guess, to Jake King. In fact, it was graded the same, reckless, low and body contact, but this is evidence, I guess, of how points can impact you. This is a reprimand with an early play.
Yeah, we believe this is similar to the Jake King one. He throws the leg out, makes contact and potentially a dangerous action there, but due to his good record and not having the loading that Kinder did, that becomes a reprimand.
Yeah, it makes a difference, there's no doubt about that. Just 66 points for Patrick Ryder if indeed he chooses to accept. Let's turn our attention to West Coast's Beau Waters, a rough conduct charge, negligent, low and high contact, as you can see. A one-match ban and it must remain at one game because of his poor record.
Yeah, here Waters comes in and makes high contact with a bump to Redden. Whilst the medical, he got up and continued playing, medically there wasn't anything wrong with him. We believe that there was sufficient evidence from the video that there was high contact and deserved a charge of rough conduct for that.
All right, now to Adelaide's Bernie Vince, a striking offence. Talk us through this one. Intentional, low impact and high contact. A 2-match ban, down to 1 with an early play.
Yeah, this was a report on the day, and the umpire saw the contact. Vince made contact high to Clark and hit him on the chin.
So you looked at that?
So yeah, we take into consideration the umpire's evidence, and he saw that and reported Vince on the day. So from the medical and from the video evidence, we believe that was intentional strike to the head.
All right, now let's turn our attention to another strike. This was a late investigation. This just coming through as we were going to air. Intentional conduct, Sydney's Ben McGlynn for striking intentional, low impact and body contact. A 1-match ban, must remain at 1 game for his poor record.
Yeah, and we investigated this because we weren't sure from the vision, and we believe...
Difficult vision to look at.
Yeah, we believe that there was an elbow to the stomach there. And once again, a charge of intentional and a strike to the body.
Yeah, we did our best to highlight that one. So sometimes if there isn't a great deal of vision, that's when an investigation has to be launched and you have to have a lot of conversations.
Yeah, if there's any doubt with what we find on the video, and we think that a charge is potentially warranted, we'll investigate it.
Okay, a few more cases to look at. These ones given the all clear. Now, this has got a lot of publicity, this one. Geelong's Jane Kelly cleared of frontal contact. Why?
With this, we believe there wasn't enough force. So, yes, there was high contact, and yes, a free kick was paid, but we didn't believe that there was enough force. The medical came back clear, and you see the green doesn't fall backwards as other rough conduct charges have had from the video evidence that there's been a significant force there. We didn't think that there was significant force there.
There's also been a fair bit of talk about this one today. Eagle skipper Darren Glass, he's been cleared of rough conduct.
Oh, yeah, with this one, you see that Green goes in, just grabs the ball as Glass comes in and contacts him. We didn't believe that Glass had enough time to do anything else, so that there was force, there was no realistic alternative for him to do anything else. So he's just gone in, crossed his arm to protect himself, and that becomes his get out, I suppose, from that point of view.
And someone who's had a lot of publicity over the years, St Kilda's Stephen Milne, he has been cleared of striking in this incident. You can see the elbow there in the lower part of your screen. Talk us through this.
It doesn't look good there, but you see with this one, Rance sort of starts to drop his knees initially, and then high contact's made by Milne. We didn't believe that there was enough force in the strike. We actually looked at it from a staging perspective as well, and we believe that there was enough force there for not to be staging, but not enough force for a strike.
There you go. So you've got a lot of things to look at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
Staging is very much on your mind still. To finish with a couple of umpire contact incidents. First, Brisbane's Mitch Golby. Now, is it okay to pat the umpire on the back like that?
We would discourage that. The umpires are told not to touch the players, and the players shouldn't touch the umpires. We spoke to the umpire about this. He wasn't aware that he'd been touched, so they didn't report that at all. He sort of didn't feel threatened by that, and if anything, has a good rapport with Golby, so we didn't deem that worthy of a charge.
Yeah, so definitely looked at it, but decided that it was kind of a common sense approach and it wasn't worth pursuing.
Yes.
Also, some contact in this one. Jimmy Bartell and Dom Tyson were caught up in this as well. Just explain this.
Yeah, this was a hard one. You have to show negligence on behalf of the players for umpire contact, and we weren't satisfied that there was negligence on behalf of either Tyson or Bartell. Tyson gets pushed backwards by Bartell. He initially drags Bartell down a little bit as well, so we weren't confident that there was enough negligence from the behalf of the players with that.
Mark, thanks as always for your time. A very busy day. I know you enjoy the weeks where there's not too much to look at, but we probably get more out of all the incidents because there's plenty to talk about here on the show.
Yeah, always a lot to do, mate.
Thank you very much, Mark Fraser, joining us. And that is the verdict for this week. Of course, the players cited have until 11 o'clock Tuesday morning to decide if they'd like to challenge their charges at the tribunal. You'll find a full report on all of the incidents here online. From everyone here at afl.com.au, thanks for watching.